Hey everyone, it's me, Gene. I'm sitting in a parking lot at a grocery store, waiting to go inside and get some supplies for the weekend. I just got out of the gym a couple minutes ago. First time I've been at the gym for about a week. I was on vacation in Southern California. And I know my videos have been few and far between, and one of the reasons why is because I was fighting a pretty severe plateau in my weight loss. And as of 2 weeks ago, I met my initial 50-pound loss goal. Yay. And I exceeded it. So I'm 52 pounds down. I've still got 25, 30 pounds more to go before I'm actually really comfortable in my skin. I may lose more, I don't know, but I want to get to that point at least so I can feel happy in my skin. And I'll feel like I've accomplished a great deal. 52 pounds is nothing to sneeze at, but still I've got some more to go. And my BMI is now low enough that I'm no longer considered obese. I'm just overweight. So yeah, for that. Not a whole lot to report other than, I finally made it through my plateau. I determined some of it was weight, well, it was water weight. So I tried to balance out my electrolytes. I've been taking some potassium citrate and magnesium citrate and trying to lower my sodium intake a little bit. I think I was kind of overdoing it a little bit on the sodium side. I also switched up my diet a little bit, so I wasn't going like full bore keto. I was doing more of a carb cycling situation, and I started focusing a little bit more on some juices. I know some people are really down on that, but I only did maybe like 3 or 4 juices in a month, just to do something a little bit different from the norm, because I know your body gets used to certain things. And it was just green juices. That was it. It was just cucumber and romaine lettuce and some ginger root and spinach. That was pretty much it. So I know it's kind of not really flavorful. Some people think it's akin to licking the bottom of a lawnmower, but it works. It's good for you. I know it doesn't have all the fiber that some people think we need, but like I said, I wasn't living solely on juices. I was just doing them here and there, just to mix things up. One thing I've got that I haven't really discussed so much is I have a lymphedema in my lower right leg, and it's not super severe or anything like that. It's not gross. It's just swollen up. It's like just swollen up, and you can tell the difference clearly between my normal left leg and the calf in my right leg. So I've had this since late 1999, early 2000. I was diagnosed with lymphedema. It's secondary lymphedema, by the way. In 2000, I was like, what is happening to my leg? I first noticed it when I got out of the shower one time. I was at a hotel in San Diego for a convention, and I get out and I'm drying myself off. I'm like looking at my left leg, no big deal. Then on my right leg, I'm like, what's going on, man? Like, dude, you're getting fat. Then I'm like, hey, there's something's not matching. So I thought, oh, I must have been on my feet so it's too long. So I went and laid down, put my feet up. Within like 10 minutes, it was back down to normal. Okay. I got dressed, went downstairs. Then later on that day, it's like swollen back up again, and it started hurting. I'm like, oh, what's going on here? I put my leg up again. The swelling went down, and this went on for a couple of weeks. And then after a while, it's just like, okay, this is too much. There's something going on here. So I wound up going to the doctor, and then they went and referred me to, I don't know, some kind of vascular doctor. So I went to the UCLA, University of California, Los Angeles, to their medical center, and I had a lymphangiogram. It's a procedure that's really not performed a whole lot anymore. In fact, a lot of hospitals no longer perform them, and as of 2000, that was the case. So I can imagine now it's probably even more severe in terms of lack of lymphangiograms. As they said, it can actually damage the lymph channels in your affected limb. So, I just had it done once, just one and done. That's it. That's all I needed. So they said, well, you got lymphedema, dude, and so take care of it. So I wound up going to physical therapy for a while. At like $120 a pop back in 2000. It's still a lot of money, but back then it was even more money, and I just couldn't afford it. So I managed to do it a few times, and insurance didn't really cover a lot of it. So I learned to do some self-care, but it just wasn't enough to really maintain it. But I had a compression garment that I wore up to my hip, but it didn't fit me right. It would bunch up around the bottom of my knee or behind my knee, and then it would cause some swelling, even though it was a compression garment. And I just said, screw it, I'm done with this. And so I gave up wearing the compression garment. I didn't go to physical therapy. And I think maybe 5 or 6 years later, I went back for another round of physical therapy. But I have a pillow that I keep my leg up on, so I'll keep it up there and elevate it for the swelling to go down a little bit. But it doesn't go down a lot anymore. It still can go down a little bit, but not a lot. So I think I've got into what they call stage 2, which is it's got some fibrosis. It builds up in your leg. And what it does is the elasticity in your leg isn't as great. I can still kind of bounce the skin around a little bit. So it's not super horrible, but, it's a little bit worse than it used to be. But the fact I haven't been taking care of it for so many years is pretty much a testament that my lymphedema isn't too severe. Most people, I think, would have a much more severe case of lymphedema. I could still wear regular size pants and all that, so it's not, horrible. We could see my calf, it kind of stretches out around my calf, the pants. So if you look carefully, like, hey, what's wrong with your leg? But beyond that, I'm pretty normal. I can't wear boots. I can't wear cowboy boots unless I slice it up and open it up to make more room for the calf. So I don't really wear boots anymore. I can wear like ankle high boots. My foot and my ankle's fine for the most part. It's just my calf, from my lower calf up to my knee, is what's affected more often than anything else. So, So I'm hopefully this weight loss is going to positively affect my lymphedema. I don't have any illusions that I'm going to cure it, that I'm going to get rid of it 100%, but I think I can reduce the volume significantly. And if I can do that, I'm happy with that. I'm not out for perfection, and I know perfection isn't really attainable, but that's something I'm looking forward to accomplishing as part of my weight loss goals. I have noticed that some swelling has gone down a little bit, but my swelling's returned with a vengeance because I was on two flights, one from Seattle to San Diego, then from San Diego back to Seattle. So, you're supposed to wear compression garments when you're on an airplane, but I don't have a compression garment, so it is what it is. Yeah, I do notice some swelling, but it's not super horrible. So it's going to take a couple of weeks for it to go back down, which is fine. And I know going to the gym is going to help with the weight loss, which will help reduce the swelling. And walking is also something that you want to do as well. It helps stimulate the flow of the lymph, the muscle and skin, the interaction and all that. So, going to the gym helps. Going on the treadmill and elliptical and all that helps the lymph flow. So that's good. As soon as I get back from the store, I'm going to go ahead and lay down on the bed for a while, do a little dry brushing, and keep my leg elevated for, maybe a half hour to an hour just to help reduce the swelling a bit. And then I'll just go about my day. So yeah, so that's one of my goals, is to reduce my swelling in my leg. Again, it's not super horrible. It's not gross or anything like that. It's just swollen. So yeah, I look forward to the day I can actually wear a pair of boots and wear pants where my swelling is not so evident. Again, I'm not looking for perfection. I'm just looking for some improvement. And that's all my goal is just some improvement. I'm not going to have some kind of unrealistic expectations or goals. I'm just going to see constant improvement. My line of work is quality assurance. And that's something they preach to you all the time. Continual improvement, continual improvement. And no matter how good you think you get, there's always a little bit more room for improvement. So again, I've said this a few times already, perfection isn't attainable, but you can always improve little by little, more by more. So that's all I'm aiming for. And it helps keep you grounded instead of having these kinds of like high expectations that you can never meet. Just aiming for little bits of improvement here and there really keeps you motivated and keeps you going. As soon as you see a little bit of improvement, you're like, this is possible. I can improve a little bit more. And that way, you just keep motivated, keep going and going and going. And now I know a couple times I've kind of like, I won't say fallen off the wagon so much, but I've ate a couple things here and there just to satisfy a craving I may have, and I haven't had a lot of cravings. And when I go on vacation to California, I'm not so severe on my diet. I still watch what I eat. I still don't eat a whole lot. I portion control pretty good. But, I'll have maybe something with a little bit more sodium in it, maybe something with a little bit more calories than normal, which is fine, as long as I can go back on doing what I'm supposed to do. That's the important part. In the past, I haven't been able to do that. It's always been, I fall off the wagon, I can't get back on. Now, I've proven to myself that I can go off the wagon and hop back on, back to where I was, and keep going. So that, to me, is a huge, huge accomplishment. Self-control, that is huge. And self-control and willpower has always been my nemesis all these years while I've tried to lose weight and get in shape. Self-control and all that has always brought me down. Now I'm getting control of it. Now I'm like slapping it around and saying, haha, no way, you're not going to control me now. I'm going to control you. My mind is going to be in control of this body. No longer is my emotions going to rule my body. So that's pretty much it for now, and talk to y'all later. Bye.